Hey lovelies, welcome to another episode of Being a Mom. My name is EARNIEWHINE. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a few tips on how to be more effectively productive as a mom. So if you think you don't mind catching some more tips, stick around. I'll be back in a moment. Reason I decided to talk about this topic is because I know that at some point in our lives we all feel the need to do more. We all feel the need to be more than we currently are, and because motherhood of course comes with responsibilities already, and those responsibilities could serve as hindrances at some point towards achieving our goals or kickstarting that business or going for that course or starting that career. I mean, it's a lot, right? So I feel that it would be good to make conscious efforts to give ourselves that extra push towards achieving those goals we have, either as a full-time working mom already, a business mom, or a full-time homemaker. There's always a need to push yourself more, to pay more attention towards achieving that goal, and just push yourself a little harder. Okay, so let's dive into it already. Tip number one is knowing yourself. Now this is what I mean by that. Some of us are really energetic, and we don't, we're so energetic that people even feed off our own energy, but we don't know how to transform that energy or divert that energy into benefiting our personal goals, right? Some of us are multitaskers. We can do 10 things at the same time and do it fantastically well, but we still have that goal that we want to achieve hanging somewhere around there, and we're not doing anything about it. So if you're that kind of person, you need to know that yes, already I'm a gifted multitasker, so I need to know how to just multitask my way towards achieving these goals of mine. Some people have factors that drain their energy and productivity. I mean, if you're that kind of person, you need to know that these are the things that they just drain me of my energy, they drain me of my motivation towards getting better, towards doing more, and stay away, far away from those things. Some of us we need people around. We need people who would cheer us on, people who would motivate us, and all of that. Then if you're that kind of person, you need to get people like that around you. If you don't have people like that around you, thankfully there's social media. You get to meet a lot of people on social media. When I say meet, not physically meet, but you get to see a lot of people, different kinds of personalities, people who would inspire you, people who would motivate you. So get yourself on social media, follow people like that, feed off their own energy, feed off their motivation, and get going, get started with that thing you want to do. Tip number two is writing down your goals and be realistic with them. Now, I have tons of writing pads. Goodness, if I decide to sell the writing pads I've used in the past and the ones I currently use, I would make a lot of money from selling them. I have a lot of writing pads. If I'm doing 2 projects at a time, I have 2 separate writing pads for those projects. Why? Because I usually like to put things down. The moment it comes into my head, I'm writing it down. The moment an idea flies into my head, because I know once I lose it, I might not even get it back. It might even be an idea of another project entirely, but I'll make sure I put it down. So it's really important to know and master the act of putting your goals down and being realistic with them. Now, let me give you an example of being realistic and being unrealistic. For example, you are somebody who does a 9-to-5 and you feel that there's this business you're so keen on doing, or there's this startup you're really interested in and you want to do it so badly. However, it's a kind of business that requires your full time, that requires the same energy, focus, and determination you put into your 9-to-5. It requires it. And you're all about, I'm going to do it regardless of whatever, regardless of this, I'm just going to do it while still wanting to retain your 9-to-5. That's not possible. I mean, it's possible, but it would end in tears eventually, because one would suffer for the other, and you might not, even if you're going to let your career, your 9-to-5 suffer, it's good to just kukuma jejely walk away from it and start whatever business you want to start, or you can't watch your sweat, your money, resources, and everything, energy, ideas go down the drain because you can't give it time. So putting that side by side is not realistic, but you need to know that I'm going to have to leave one for the other. So you're just going to have to make that decision. Another example of being unrealistic is running a business and knowing that, oh, you probably do not have dependable people in your business or in your company, and you want to probably get like you want to get a master's degree or a PhD or one very important professional course to you, and you're like, okay, so I want, because I have a goal of getting the certificates before I'm 30 or 35 or 40, I'm just going to have to do it very quickly, so I just want to do it very fast and all of that, and you put in for a program that requires your every day of the week. It's not realistic, because you know that if you leave your business down to these people who are not dependable, your business will probably crash. So why not just be realistic and say, instead of doing everyday course or everyday program, why not opt for the weekend program, right? So it's very key. I don't know if I'm talking too much, but I just feel that it is very, very important to be realistic with whatever you can achieve with your goals. Writing them down is really important. Writing them down, breaking it down, knowing everything you need and require to achieve these goals, and trying to go about it. Then being realistic with the goals and your achievables, right? The third point is planning. Growing up, I'm sure we all remember the saying of, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. There are a lot of factors that would require you to plan achieving your goals as a mother. You have a lot to consider. You have your family to consider. You have your children to consider. Some of us do not have house help. Some of us do not know how to outsource some domestic responsibilities to people, right? And it would definitely hinder you from getting that training done or learning one thing or the other, because your time is you wake up, you take care of the kids, you take them to school, you get back, you try to prepare food and all of that. Before you know it, the day is gone and you're back to picking the kids, and the kids are back in the house. You need to do the homework and all of that. So you need to really plan yourself. Your goals are achievable. First of all, you know yourself already. You know that you can't really multitask, or you can multitask, or you can do this, you can do that, and you've gotten to the point of writing down your goals and knowing your achievables. You need to plan yourself. Are you going to outsource some particular roles to somebody who will come from outside, or somebody in your family who's going to be around to help you take care of those responsibilities? Or what exactly are you going to do? Are you running a business and you feel that, okay, so if you leave this business, some things might suffer? Are you going to hire somebody new who would look after that business in the absence of you getting that training done or doing something else? You just need to really plan yourself in order to avoid failing. Right? That's the third point. Now the fourth point and the fifth point are sort of intertwined. The fourth point is disciplined. You need to be very, very disciplined. I know that as mothers, the only time, maybe, I don't know if that's right, but I feel that the only time we have this word discipline in our head is when we're thinking of how to instill some values in our children and all of that. But at some point, we need to be really, really disciplined with ourselves. We need to be stern with ourselves. We even need to be hard on ourselves. For example, some of us don't know how to handle challenges. I'm saying some of us because I feel that, I want us to have this not bond, yeah, but I want us to feel together, right? I don't want to say some of you or some people, like some of us, we're all mothers, yeah. So some of us have this challenge of when we begin something, we don't know how to see it through. We just start, and when a little bit of challenge comes, we just drop it and we just run away, we leave it there. When it doesn't go as expected, we just abandon it, and that's it. You need to be really, really disciplined. You need to know that regardless of what happened, you have to keep pushing. You're starting that course and you're not finding the course outlines funny. It's taking so much of your time, even more than you anticipated. You need to keep going. You need to know why you started. Now this is where the fifth point is intertwined. And the fifth point is dedication, that regardless of what happens, you want to keep pushing. So you need to know why you started in the first place and what you stand to gain. So why did you start? Why are you going for that? Why do you want to study? Why do you want to get your master's degrees or your PhD degree? Or why do you want to get the professional certificate? Because you know that it gives you better chances at being promoted at work, or you can even leave your present work and get a better work with a better pay, with better opportunities. Or why do you, as a full-time homemaker, why do you want to go for that training, because you know that when you go for that training, you can probably start your own business by the side, and when you start your business, you have your own money. You just need to know there's always a reason for something, right? So there's always a reason for that goal. Is it that it just gives you genuine happiness and it makes you feel good? Is that why you want to start that thing? If that is it, then you need to know it in your head, and you need to make it a driving force for you to keep going and whatever you stand to gain in it. So when you're disciplined, you need to be dedicated as well. And I feel that there's this breakdown I made in the course of thinking of this topic. With dedication comes consistency. So you're dedicated to this thing, you become consistent. You just have to keep doing it, whether you like it or not, whether you are fine with it or not. It's something you want to do. Don't let the challenges derail you. And there's also the saying that when you do something consistently for 40 days, it becomes a habit. So you know that all I need, hopefully, I don't know if it works, I've not really paid attention to it, but let's imagine that works. For example, all you need is to be so dedicated and to be too disciplined with yourself to keep it going for 40 days, because you know after 40 days it becomes a habit, which means you've achieved consistency and you keep going. Nothing is going to now derail you afterwards, right? And with consistency comes getting naturally better. Now, is it that training, or is it that course, or is it even a habit? Some of us, our goals entails learning the reading habit. For example, I used to write a lot. As a matter of fact, I started off in the media as a columnist. I was writing for a local magazine, and afterwards I was a blogger. I didn't have my blog. I was a contributor to a foremost romance blog. Right, so I used to write. I write everything down. I have journals. Oh my god, I missed my journal, but I don't know what happened. I lost the act of writing. I don't write as well. Even now that I write, I'm not sure I write as well as I used to. So imagine that I want to. My goal is getting that back, that my finesse in writing, and I want to read is achievable. So in the course of being dedicated, being disciplined towards it, being consistent about it, I become better. I'm doing it. I would naturally get better. And when you're better, that's efficiency already. And with efficiency comes result. Okay, so do you guys know what happened? PHCN, I've been NEPA. Let me know some people only PHCN. NEPA took the lights. They off lights. And I had to, go get the gen horn, and I'm back anyway. I'm back. So, as I was saying, I hope I do not sound like the aspire to receiver or to aspire to perspire, whatever, because these tips are practical. There are tips that I've actually, made use before, and I found them really, really helpful. That was why I decided to, share them. It's not as if I read them in a book or I saw them online and I decided to come and share. They are just practical for me. They are things that I've done in the past and it worked, right? That's why I feel the need to share. Yes, so I feel like all these tips can be applied to anything. It might not, when I say goals, I feel like the way I'm saying goals is making it sound like something that is really tedious, or a goal of starting a whole multinational business. Or your goals can be anything. Your goals can be losing weight. Honestly, your goals can be adding weight. Your goals can be knowing how to do makeup. Yeah, honestly, your goals can be anything. The point where you feel to be more, or to know more, or to be more than yourself could be anything. It could just be as little as knowing how to bake. Honestly, so your goals can be anything. Wanting to feel more or do more can be anything. So I feel that these tips, if applied, could be helpful. Could be helpful. Because it helped me does not mean it would be helpful, but I just feel like they're practical, and there are things that you could just try out to achieving that thing, whatever thing you want to achieve, right? Let me know if you try these tips and you find them helpful. But the truth is, some people can watch this video and just have it in the back of their mind and subconsciously apply these tips in no particular order, funny enough, right? So, but I don't know if you consciously try these tips and you found it helpful. Kindly let me know at some point. Email me. EARNIEWHINE@gmail.com is my mail. Just reach out to me, so then maybe I could be more conscious of whatever thing I do that has to be with proactiveness in with motherhood and even in my personal life aside from motherhood, and I'll share it more often. All right, so if you found this and also if you have any contribution, if you feel that you have some more tips to share on how to be more effectively productive as a mom, please kindly share it with us in the comment section. We're all about learning. I mean, we're all about learning, we're all about motivating each other, we're all about having each other's back here. That's, at the end of the day, that's the goal on being a mom, not just, you know, not just sharing my own experience, but at the end of the day we should have our backs and we should talk it through. So probably we'll just start a whole new conversation down in the comment section. And please do not forget to like this video. Please don't give me thumbs down. I think I said it the last time, and two people did like this for me. Why? Is it that I said something that you don't like? Let me know in the comment section. If you don't even want to let me know in the comment section, send me a mail. At least somebody will see that one. Send me a mail or slide into my DM on Instagram. Which one is not doing like this? I don't like it. I'm just joking, but you guys, on a more serious note, I would really appreciate your thumbs up. And if it is a down, no, God will touch your heart one day. At least it won't be everything I say or every episode you don't like. There will be some times when you just give me a thumbs up because you genuinely like what I said in the episode, right? So that's not a problem. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I mean, there's a whole lot that goes on my Instagram. My Instagram is like another part of my world. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me a thumbs up and keep watching my videos. Very much. Anyone cares and anyone loves you. See you on the next episode.